What's up, Deadheads? Rooster Cogbern here with some no-nonsense, straight-to-the-point tips and tricks to maximize your gold grind in the bounty hunter role. If you're like me and you spent countless hours upon hours grinding out bounties to save up enough gold for your butcher's table and various other amenities, flying through bounties and only getting 8 nugs to show for your efforts, then I think I found the solution for you. Before we dive in, you need to understand just how the gold payout system works on bounties. And shouts out to the folks online that decoded the data. You know who you are. Roughly speaking, bounties go up by 8 nugs every 3 minutes in missions until you get to 15. Then the nugs actually stack at a lower value every 5 minutes. So theoretically, if you finish a bounty in 3 minutes, you get 8 nugs, which means you could potentially complete 20 bounties in 1 hour for a grand total of 1.6 gold bars per hour. Finishing in 6 minutes increases your earnings to 16 nugs, and if you accomplish 10 bounties in 1 hour, you'll earn 1.6 gold bars per hour. As you can see, it goes up from there. For the best results inside of an hour, if we want the biggest payout for an hour played, we need to ignore everything 15 minutes and above. There's not even potential for max payday. Throw them away. At face value, it seems like we can approach these bounties at the 3, 6, 9, or 12-minute rate for that coveted 1.6 bar per hour. But let's think about this for a minute. To tell you the truth, none of these paces will get you to 1.6 BPH. In theory, the math adds up perfectly to reach our goal, but not in reality. The table here is a little deceptive. For example, an hour divided into 9-minute intervals comes out to be 6 2/3 missions, and you don't get paid for 2/3 of a mission. This is a waste of time. Likewise, 3, 6, or 12-minute paces spread out over their respective missions equal exactly 1 hour. So what about your travel time? See, it can't be done in an hour. Here's where we can roll them in flour to find the wet spot. We're going to allot ourselves 1 minute of travel time per mission, and since most bounties end within a minute's ride to the next handbill or fast travel post, or we assume that you can fast travel from your wilderness camp, 1 minute per bounty should work. That said, it would now take you an hour and 20 minutes at a 3-minute pace, an hour and 10 minutes at a 6-minute pace, and an hour and 5 minutes at a 12-minute pace. 12 minutes is the pace for optimal bounty proficiency in terms of gold grinding. Now, I've heard it said that if you stretch your grind out to 72 minutes instead of an hour, then everything from 3 to 30-minute paces pays equally, but this is simply not true. Think about it. On paper, you can do 4 15-minute bounties in 1 hour. 12 more minutes added gets you to 72 minutes, meaning you have no time for another 15, 20, 25, or 30-minute mission. With the other paces, you still run into this issue of limited time for travel. Either way, 60 or 72 minutes, a 12-hour pace will get you consistent and reliable outcomes at least 90% of the time. Remember, this is Red Dead Online after all, and griefers are around every corner. So now that we see how the payouts work, let's put things into practice. Assuming you are riding solo, this mission will work with nearly every kind of bounty mission, but I would recommend staying away from the legendaries. Especially if you're up there in the 3, 4, 5-star range, you have a greater chance of getting bogged down and running over the 12-minute pace. Likewise, multiple target bounties have a greater potential for tripping you up time-wise, so I would recommend staying within the 1 to 2 target range, also assuming you have a bounty wagon. You're going to need some way of keeping time while on mission, so make sure you have your phone or an online timer on your computer, watch, stopwatch, hell, even an egg timer will work. But let's set it for 12 minutes. If you paid attention to some of your past bounties, you probably noticed that no matter the mission, their structures are quite similar. The mission starts and there is no associated countdown. Once you engage the target, a preliminary countdown begins. In other words, you have a time limit in terms of subduing the target and getting them on your horse. When that's done, the timer resets to the final time limit, and that's your mark for bounty delivery. Usually, but sometimes not. Our goal is not only to keep a 12-minute pace, but we need to ensure that the mission gives us enough time for a 12-minute pace. To do this, you need to make sure that you do not engage, that you don't even get close to the target or search point until you have 8 minutes remaining on your timer. Not the mission timer, your timer. Let's go over the plan. We're going to start the mission in our 12-minute timer. Locate the objective on the map and drop a waypoint. Travel for 4 minutes, taking care not to get close or engage the enemy. At the 8-minute mark, we will subdue the target and then take our time to whichever jail or wagon they send us. Remember, don't turn them in until your timer goes off.
Let's go! We're burning daylight!
Let's go up to the bounty board. Remember, we want manageable missions for a gold grind, so we're going to do a single target, low-level bounty. A mission doesn't really begin until the banner pops at the top. Once it does, bam, we're going to start our timer. Let's go to the map and drop a waypoint. And now we can slowly make our way to the objective. Take your time, go slow, enjoy the surroundings, listen out for funny dialogue, murder any ill-tempered passers-by, but remember, we do not want to engage until at least 4 minutes have passed. There's the 4-minute mark, so we're gonna put some spurs to old Daisy here, close the gap. See, now that we have eyes on, we've tripped the preliminary timer. And you can see that we have more than enough time to make our 12-minute mark, as long as it doesn't reset. All right, figure out which one's the target. Dispatch the 4 horsemen here. There he is, riding shotgun. Well, that didn't work, so I'm gonna kill your horse. Let's pick off these fools. He's a runner. Get him wrapped up, tied up, and on old Daisy. Okay, we're at about the 7-minute mark, and we have around 5 minutes to take him to jail. So take your time, watch out for bushwhackers, but be aware of how close you are to the turn-in. We want to walk through the sheriff's door as soon as the timer goes off. And mark. We got the turn-in at exactly 12 minutes. You can see we earned our 32 nugs. Just wash, rinse, and repeat, and you should have similar results about 90% of the time. Remember, free radicals are everywhere, and you can get tripped up from time to time, but it's rare. One thing I want to show you before we go, the bounty board is right here, meaning no time to the next handbill. And the fast travel post is not too far either, so you can see that a minute of travel time per mission is more than enough to keep you within an hour and 5 minutes for 5 missions on a 12-minute pace, guaranteeing you that 1.6 bars per hour and maximizing your earnings both efficiently and consistently. That's it for now. Be sure to throw us a like if you found this video useful. Hit subscribe, saddle up that notification bell, and tune in for more tips, tricks, tutorials, updates, critiques, and much, much more Red Dead Online here on The Stream With No Name.